So this question, again, grammar, because we have these rules, and obviously it's a punctuation question because every single answer says biologist Yuri Lee. So let's get to it. The question, is there an answer that has no punctuation? There is, so I'm going to start with that one. And let's get straight at it. So stomata, tiny pore structures in a leaf that absorb gases needed for plant growth, open when guard cells surrounding each pore swell with water. In a pivotal 2007 article, plant cell biologist Yuri Lee showed that lipid molecules called phosphatidylinositol phosphates are responsible for signaling guard cells to open stomata. Do I need to pause there? Plant cell biologist Yuri Lee. Plant cell biologist Yuri Lee showed that. So I actually like it. I wouldn't say I love it. I do like it. So I'm going to play King of the Hill. And I'm going to go up to choice A now and just see if I like, choice C better than A or A better than C. Which one fits with what I think here. So I'm going to try choice A. Stomata, tiny pore structures in a leaf that absorb gases needed for plant growth, open when guard cells surrounding each pore swell with water. In a pivotal 2007 article, plant cell biologist Yuri Lee showed that, So you see how I paused, right? So see how I paused with that comma? I made sure to pause there. Like I want to make sure my brain registers the fact that I'm pausing when I read it. And that just doesn't sit right with me, right? So in a pivotal 2007 article, plant cell biologist Yuri Lee showed, that doesn't feel good. So I'm going to say C is better than A. And then I'm going to try choice B now. In a pivotal, so starting from the second sentence, in a pivotal 2007 article, plant cell biologist Yuri Lee showed that lipid, so again, when I pause intentionally after Lee, that also to me doesn't feel as good as not pausing there, so I'm going to cross that out. So far C is winning. And then the last one to try, choice D. In a pivotal 2007 article, plant cell biologist Yuri Lee showed that lipid molecules called blah, blah, blah. So that one sounds pretty good. Now here's a trick, right? So this is called a flanking, at least I call it that, a flanking comma or flanking commas, right? These two commas around Yuri Lee, there and there. Anytime I like an answer that has flanking commas, I can test them, right? I can test flanking commas. The way that I test them is by removing the words between the commas. So remove words between commas. So here's the rule. If after removing those words between the commas, the sentence still works, right, means it's still grammatically correct, then you did need the flanking commas and the answer that you are choosing is correct. If after removal of the words between those commas, the sentence no longer makes sense, then you did not need those flanking commas. So it's a tricky one, especially for me. Some students maybe not, you might think this answer is pretty easy. But for me, this one, choice D does sound pretty good. So I'm going to test the flanking comma rule by removing the name and seeing if the sentence still makes sense. So in a pivotal 2007 article, plant cell biologist showed that lipid molecules, it doesn't make sense, right? So to say, if it said plant cell biologists, like plural, like there are many of them, it actually would make sense. But by making that singular, I kind of have to have the person's name. So therefore, it shouldn't be offset by these commas, by these flanking commas. So it did not work, and therefore D is gone, and that's why choice C is the best answer here.